Welcome to day 118 of our school year. Only two more to fill in this row. Okay, let's go ahead and get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days, and we are on day 118. Okay, is 118 prime or composite? Well, it is an even number, and the only even number that is prime is the number 2, so it has to be composite. And that's because we already have 3 factors. 1 itself and 2. So that means we're going to do the prime factorization for both 180 and 118. And just a reminder of our first 5 prime numbers that we use: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. We can use more, but those are usually the ones we use. So let's see, this ends in a 0, so 5 is a factor. I can get 30 times 5 is 150, leaving 30, not 6 times 5. Okay, 3 plus 6 is 9, so 3 is a factor. 3 times 12. 12 is even, so I can divide by 2, which is 6. That's even. I can divide by 2, which is 3. 3 is prime, so we are done. Okay, since this is even, 2 is a factor. 2 times 59. And if you look, 59 is prime. So we are done. Let's go ahead and get down our prime factorization from least to greatest. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. And 2 times 59. So let's see what we have in common. We have a 2 in common. So our greatest common factor is 2, leaving 59 in the numerator. 2 times 3 is 6, times 3 is 18, times 5 is 90 in the denominator. So let's go ahead and make our groups of 2. Your groups of 2 do not have to look like mine, but you do want to keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. And you want to make sure there's group 2 in each of your groups. Alright, now let's count up our total groups of 2. The way I made my groups, I have 5 in each row, so I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 total groups. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. Alright, we've proven our division with our model. Let's go ahead and use our algorithm. Dividing both by the same factor because we made the same groups for both the shaded and the whole thing. We want to use our greatest common factor. So the area of this rectangle is 180. That would be 180 square units in there, and this side of the rectangle is 2. We need to find the other side of the rectangle. Okay, inside this rectangle there's 122 square units. I'm sorry, 100. I just went forward in time. 118 square units. This side is 2. We have to find the other side. So here, 50 times 2 is 100. Numbers the same, zeros the game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Bring that 80 up here. See, 20 times 2, placeholder moves it over a place. 2 times 2 is 4. Numbers the same, zeros the game. More on top, no need to stop. Bring that 40 up here. Another group of 20. 20 times 2 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add our partial quotients together, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So this side of the rectangle is 19 units. 19 units and 2 units. Okay, here again, 50 times 2 is 100. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Okay. And then 9 times 2 is 18. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add our partial quotients, 59. This side of our rectangle is 59. This side is 2. We still need to check with our inverse operation. So the inverse of dividing is multiplying. So divisor times quotient. And then the inverse of subtracting is adding, plus your remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to add 0. 2 groups of 0 is 0. 2 groups of 9 tenths is 18 tenths. 2 groups of 9 is 18. 2 groups of 5 tenths is 10 tenths, plus 1 more is 11 tenths. So 118, that matches our dividend. 180, that matches our dividend. So our numerator is definitely 59, and our denominator is definitely 90. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we are in trimester 2 still, week 13, the last week of the trimester. Today is 3/2/2020. And our fraction for today is 59/90. We did groups of 2, so let's go ahead and get out our number line. Our last one we have is 53/90. So we need to get down 54/90, which is equivalent to 36/60, which is equivalent to 27/45. Which is equivalent to 18/30, equivalent to 12/20, but our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms, is 3/5. Okay, then we have 55/90, which is equivalent to 22/36, which is equivalent to 11/18. That's our simplest form. 56/90. That is equivalent to 28/45. That's the simplest form. 57/90 is equivalent to 19/30. That's our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. 58/90 is equivalent to 29/45. That's our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today is 59/90. That is our simplest form for today, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. There's no lines lined up underneath it, because that is it. That's the simplest form. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.